Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and yes, I'm going on another rant. I always thought every time I do a rant, I think I'm done, and then something really gets to me, okay? And it just seems to be lately that things are piling up on top of piling up. And what I can't control, I have a tendency to turn over to God and say, you know what? I can't do this, you handle it. But sometimes we have to speak out. So I may have made a bit of a fool of myself in the bank today, but I don't care. I really don't care. Every once in a while, I will get a check from the United States. And that check has to be personally cashed. I do have an American Funds account, but I can't link it to my bank account that I use with my debit card. So whenever anything to do with that account has to be handled, I have to go in and personally cash the check into my American account. And if I need that money, I have to change it into Canadian, which they charge me 2 cents on the dollar for, and move it into the Canadian account and then make a withdrawal. Well, before going to the bank today, I had to go to the bank today. And before going to the bank today, I stopped and picked up my mail. And there was one thing in the mail, and it was a notice from our bank that our service charges were going up. Now, folks, up until today, the account that I have at the bank, everything was covered. Okay, anything that was possible, 100 free checks every year. Excuse me, 100 free checks every year. Just everything was covered, okay? And I also do a lot of my banking online, and therefore I don't have a paper bank statement. I get my bank statement online. So I don't have to go to the bank that friggin' often. So why are my service charges going up to $25? Oh, excuse me, $24.95 a month. A month! The checks that I get for free with my account, if I were to purchase them, would only cost me $37 a year. So why the raise, especially since not too many people are actually using checks anymore? So why the raise in the service charges? They all have their reasonings. But the truth is the service charges are going up, but the quality of the service is going down. Now, we've only been with this bank for 15 years. And I say only because that's really not a long time to be a customer. Not this particular bank, but this corporate bank, this national bank, okay? Canadian National Bank or National Bank of Canada, whatever the hell they call it, okay? Now, the reason I'm so upset, okay, is I sat down and figured it out one day that 42% of our income goes out on taxes and insurance. Taxes and insurance. And that's not counting sales tax. So, if I spend $300 a month and 15% of that is goods and services and sales tax, what's 3 times 15? Gee, $45. Let's do this. 45 times 12 is $540. Okay? So I'm going to, and that's just, I'm just doing groceries. That's not, brakes on the car or snow tires or sales tax on all that stuff. So let's add another 2% onto the annual income. So our annual income loses 44% to taxes and insurance. So when I go to the bank and find out that my service charges are going up to $25 a month, that's $300 a year, I got a little upset. So I said, at first, I said, okay, you know what? I didn't get upset yet. I said, what are my options? Well, the cheapest checking account I could get had a service charges of $3.95 a month. I said, okay, I want that one. And she says, and that allows you 2 transactions at the teller and 12 electronic. And I went, what do you mean 2 at the teller and 12 electronic per month? She said, yeah. Well, she said, only if you're withdrawing cash from the teller. I said, wait a second. You're going to charge me to withdraw cash from my account, my cash from my account at the teller. She said, well, only if you withdraw cash after 2 times a month. I said, wait a second. Whoa, 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 whoa. Back up the truck. At least once a month I come in here and have to put an American check into an American account, then have it transferred, which you charge me 2 cents on the dollar over and above the exchange rate at the time, to put it into my Canadian account, and now you want to charge me to withdraw it? Well, she said, no, you know, if you know, if you don't want to pay that, then once your you know, transaction is done, just go to the bank machine. It's not going to cost you to withdraw it from the bank machine. I said, well, wait a second. Isn't that an electronic transaction? And she said, yes. I said, and I'm only allowed 12 of those a month. She said, with this $3.95 service charge account. She said, yes. I said, so does swiping my debit card at the grocery store or any other place count as an electronic transaction? And she said, yes. I said, and there's 2 of us on this account, myself and my husband, which means we're delegated 6 electronic transactions each per month, whether it's a coffee at or a tea at Tim Hortons, or withdrawing cash, or paying for something at the grocery store. She said, yes. I said, that's robbery. That is corporate robbery. So my alternative between that one and the one I have now, $3.95 a month and $25 a month, or $24.95, is the $14.95 one. Which, by the way, is pretty much what I was paying for the account I have now when we first opened our account. So the $14.95 account allows me unlimited electronic transactions, okay? And so I could do anything I want with my card. And I don't get my checks for free. I said, well, okay, well, give me that one. What are my choices? Because there's 2 of us, and they've gotten us really used to using those plastic cards, haven't they, folks? So then, when I change it over to the $14.95 a month account, she said, I still have to pay for cash withdrawals at the teller window. I said, wait a second. I thought it was unlimited. She said, no, that's only electronic. Oh, and it costs me anywhere from $1.25 to $2.50 if I use a bank machine other than the National Bank, by the way. So that part's not free. So I said, okay, let me get this straight. I'm paying $14.95 a month. I get no free checks. I can use my bank card unlimited for electronic transactions, but you're still going to charge me if I come into the bank and withdraw money, my money, from my account at the teller window. She said, yes. I said, okay, look, honey, I'm not getting angry at you. Okay? I know this is just your job. What I am angry at is the corporation that thinks it's okay to rob people for using their own money. I'm not shooting the messenger, honey. I'm just saying it loud enough for everybody in this bank to hear that this is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. So, just out of curiosity, when I left the bank, and she was very nice. She was very nice because, well, her son went to school with my son. Okay? So I get out into the parking lot, and just out of curiosity, I remember, and I said to this in the bank, I said, I remember the days when my father's pay packet came home in an envelope with all the deductions marked on the envelope. And in that envelope was cash. Now, they don't even give you paychecks anymore. Everything is electronically deposited. So just out of curiosity, I got out of the bank and I went and sat in my car in the non-crib space. We'll deal with that one in a minute. And I phoned my husband's work. And I asked for the accounting department. And I asked who I was talking to, and she said, that depends. Who am I talking to? And I said, you know, I told her my husband's name and that he worked. And I said, I just want to ask something. It's just a point of reference, and I don't, you know. I said, if we chose, could my husband get his pay in cash with a sheet, a printout sheet of the deductions? She said, cash? I said, yes. She said, no. I said, if I wanted to, could I get it in check form? No. Everything is direct deposit now. Everything. And she was very, very nice while I ranted a little bit about banks and service charges and stuff. So, I can't get cash for my husband's pay. It's electronically deposited. They're going to charge me $15 a month to have a bank card. Because I have my bill statement. Oh, and if I wanted my statement in paper to be mailed to me, they would charge me $2.50 a month for that, for my monthly statement. You see where I'm going with this, folks? So I can't have cash because ideally what it would be really cool if my husband could bring home his paycheck in cash, then I could go to Money Mart or Western Union or the post office and buy money orders, and I would pay my bills that way. I'm not allowed. The money has to go through the bank first. When the hell did this happen? And she told me at the teller, oh, it's always been this way. I said, no, excuse me? Excuse me. She said, well, you may not have think it's always been this way because you've always had the Virtuoso account. I said, no. No. Before I was a National Bank client, I was a CIBC client. And never did I have to pay for cash transactions at the teller window. Ever. This is just one more way of corporations bleeding us. Folks, we have been led down the path, once again, of convenience. Again, we have gone, yes, this is convenient. And yes, I like to have choices. Okay? I like the idea that I can use my debit card or my cash. Okay? But I don't like having my choices removed for me. It should be allowed that if I request my husband's paycheck in cash, I should be allowed to have cash. It's his pay. Correct? If I want to use my money, whether it's American, they shouldn't be allowed to take 2 cents on the dollar because the exchange rate is the exchange rate. But the bank wants 2 cents on the dollar for me to go from one account to the other. Then they want to charge me to withdraw it at the teller. And if I don't want to withdraw it at the teller, I can do all my business at the teller and then go stand in line again with my walker at the bank machine to pull out my money. What's wrong with this picture? 44% of our income goes to taxes and insurance. How much of our money is going out on service charges, folks? How much? I'm just saying. And I'm saying that's okay if you're paying for the option, but it is no longer an option. It's robbery. It should be illegal. And I'm starting to think very, very seriously of shredding everything plastic and going back to paper money. Oh, wait, I can't. Because guess what? All our paper money in Canada is now made of plastic. This is the Mrs. Wolfe from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, when your options are taken away, it's no longer a choice. It's slavery. Take care. Bye-bye.